Hi everyone, welcome back to Gracie's Garden. So today we're going to plant some seeds, and then I'm going to give you a little bit of an update on the butterfly garden in the front yard. This is kind of a continuation of last week's video. I didn't get a chance to show you everything that was planted. So I'll show you that, and then we'll also do a plant haul. And yes, let's go ahead and get started. I don't know if I said, but I'm in Zone 9B in Florida. Okay, and I'll show you what we're planting up so far. We're going to plant up these seeds here. And so these are gourd seeds. Let me show you the gourd. So this is the gourd. And this last year, when we bought it at October, Halloween time, November, somewhere in there, it was all bright colors, orange and yellow and white and some green on the bottom. And it dried out to look like this, but it had seeds in it, so I cut a little hole in it, and these are the seeds from it. It was just called, I couldn't really find a name for this direct gourd. A lot of it just said it was ornamental or decorative. Some places just called it a warty gourd. Some called it a gremlin gourd on one website. So it's just a decorative gourd for Halloween. So I thought we'd plant this up and get these seeded. I kind of like just the way they look. I don't think they're really for eating, but I am going to chop into one when they become ripe and see what it looks like inside. So we'll do that. So this is one of the things we're going to plant up. So we'll start with that first. So it had a lot of seeds, like a lot. Let me show you them. So these are the seeds. It was a lot, and I just picked out the best, like 10 or so, to plant. These I'll just save for later in the year or maybe next year. Some of them are very dry, and I just went through and picked out the plumpest of the seeds. I have them sitting here. Just ones that felt like there was seeds inside it, and that were a little bit plumper. Some of them are a little dry. Some of them look like they have a little bit of mold on them. So I'm just going to go through. I went through and picked out the best, and we'll plant those up first. And I found a random snail inside. I don't think there's anything in it. I think it's just the shell. So I bought some potting soil. It is not the best. It was on clearance, and now I know why it was on clearance. It said it was for vegetables and flower gardens, but it has a lot of wood chips in it. So I'm just going to plant 2 of the seeds in the pot, in each of these little cells. I'm just going to do the first cell, first row I should say. Way too much soil in that one. And I picked out some extra, so I'm just going to stick those in there. And it is rainy and cold today in Florida. So I am not going to bother to water these. I'm just going to let them sit outside and get the rain. It's like 57 degrees. I mean, that's not bad compared to the northern part of the United States and everything, but it's a lot for Florida. Last week it was in the 80s. All right, let me get the next set of seeds we're going to plant. So the next thing I'm going to plant is throatwort. I bought these off of Etsy. It's one of those late night shopping things. It says to plant after 2 weeks after your last frost. We're not getting any more frost in Florida. We didn't even get a frost this year. I mean, it got cold, but we never technically got a frost. Don't know if you can see those little seeds. They are just tiny. So, and it does say to just plant all of them on top of the soil. So I'm just going to sprinkle them all together in one cell. They are pelletized, but it doesn't really look like they are. You know, it just looks like some white dust on top of the soil, so I guess that's it for that one. So this one is Arnucus. So this one, it says to plant when it's cold out in the 25 to 30 temperature range. We never hit that this year in Florida. I think it did get to the 30s for like an hour in the early morning hours. So, I don't know if you can see these seeds. They're so little tiny. They're like little red specks. So I am also going to just put those in. It says to let these become cold and wet, which is where we're at now here in Florida. Okay, so those seeds were very hard to get out of the bag. It was like static cling to the bag, but I'm just going to give them a light amount of soil over them. Okay, and then we're going to plant some straw flowers. We're going to plant all the straw flowers. I really like the way they look and the way they sound. So I'm just going to randomly place some in each cell. Those are just tiny little seeds. Last year in our garden centers here locally where I'm at in Florida, we could not find straw flowers, even though I had bought them previous years at almost all the garden centers. They were just very hard to find. I was actually at one of them when a lady was kind of being a little rude because she couldn't find any straw flowers, and it was, I guess on their website it said they had them, but they did not. So, alright, so that tray is done. Yes, I did not label anything. It did not work out for me last year when I labeled stuff. So, I got a video recording of what it looks like. So, so that's the first batch. Let me get another tray. Okay, so the next thing we're going to plant is dill. I don't know if these seeds will come out. I left these on the back porch, and some little critter took a bite out of it, and the seeds got a little bit. Are there seeds in there? There was no seeds in there. Some little critter ate all my seeds. So we're going to move on to these Ford Hook Farm Cactus Flower Mix. So we'll plant those next, and then we'll plant some Portulaca. Probably saying that wrong. And then African daisies. Oh, and some moonflowers. I just saw, we'll do the moonflowers first. I was just hiking Black Bear Reserve in Sanford, Florida, or Wild Black Bear Preserve. Anyways, they had moonflowers growing. It was so beautiful. They were in bloom during the day because it was so shaded from the canopy of the trees. I could not believe, like, how beautiful they were. And they were huge. Like, I had never seen them in person, I guess, before, but they were huge. And here in Florida, it does say to plant these in March, April, so it's the middle of February, so I figure we're okay with it, getting them planted at least. Oh, there is only 2 seeds in there. I did get these from the Dollar Tree. I've had good success with the Dollar Tree seeds. Sometimes you can find seeds at the Dollar Tree. They don't have at the, like, Lowe's or anything like that, so... Right, so that I put both the seeds in the first cell, and then African daisies will plant up next. So these do say to plant September through February, but these are old seeds, and I know I said in a previous video I am on a quest to plant every single seed I have this year, and then next year in 2025 start fresh with all new seeds. These are very dry feeling, so I don't know if they're any good, so I'm just going to plant a lot in each of the little cells. And then the next we'll do the cactus flower mix. And for Florida it says to plant March through May. Almost look like straw. Okay, so that's it for that tray. I do have some seeds left, but I'm just going to sprinkle them in plant pots I have around the garden, and, you know, just kind of combine everything together. I have some cactuses, so I'll just add these around the rim of the cactuses and and things like that. So like, I got my sticks on fire, so the sticks on fire, I'll just add some of these sprinkled in with the topsoil there and see if they'll grow or not. And I think with these, the Portulaca, I want to sprinkle these around in the plant pots as well, and just have some color in the plant pots. You know what I don't have this year is any Cosmos, which is a little weird. Okay, next we're going to plant up these garden beans. These are leftover from last year. They grew really well. And then a little bit of lettuce, not a whole lot. Some peppers. And a little bit of spinach. I'm just going to put 2 of the beans per little cell. That one is only half a bean, so maybe I'll put 3 in there. And then we'll do some spinach. Just tiny little seeds there. I think I'll do 4 seeds. And then some peppers. My pepper plant from last year actually has come back, so some peppers. So we'll have green peppers here pretty soon. Well, that's way too many seeds, but that's okay. And I'm going to do the same things I'm doing with the flowers. I'm just going to sprinkle the green pepper seeds in with other plants. They're almost like an annual. They come back year after year. I didn't have enough room for the lettuce, so we'll do the same thing. We'll just sprinkle them in with some of the other plants. I do have a little vegetable container garden going already, so maybe we'll sprinkle them in there. I have a lot more seeds, but a lot of them shouldn't be planted until like September or so. So we'll wait on those. I am going to be planting up microgreens probably in the next couple of weeks here. Those aren't so much for me, but I have a pet bunny, pet rabbit, so he's not a bunny anymore. He's a rabbit now. Well, he's a year old. So those are mostly for him. I want to make a whole tray of like one big long tray of dirt, and then the microgreens for him, to see if he'll just like I mean, we let him outside in a controlled area, but he spends most of the time in the house. But I want to have a whole tray for him to have in the house on like rainy days, or we have possums really bad, so I don't want to let him outside when the possums are real active. And then of course we have hawks and stuff like that, and on days where I can't let him out because the hawks are really bad in our area sometimes. I live close to some nature preserves, so the hawks are everywhere, but some days they just seem to be flying right directly over my house, so I don't want to let them out on those days, of course. So this way I think having a nice tray of microgreens would be nice for him. Hopefully he'll enjoy it. Sometimes he likes stuff I give him from the garden, sometimes he doesn't. So, alright, let's go look at a plant haul. Okay, and just show you one more seed real quick. This is a seed from a blood orange. My friend at work gave me some blood oranges off her tree. It's just an orange, you know, with red fruit inside. And instead of the more orangey color, but so only one of them had a seed in the fruit. So I'm just going to plant it up and see if I can get it to grow. I'm probably just, if I do get an orange tree, I do want it from that one seed. I am just going to keep it in a pot. I don't really have the space for full grown orange trees because orange trees can be quite large. So I just thought it's a neat experiment. We'll see if it actually happens. The oranges were in the refrigerator for a while. I don't know if that will affect them. I think it does sometimes, but we'll see. Okay, let's look at plants. Okay, everyone, it's a couple of days later, and we're doing the plant haul. I got rained out the other day, so the first plant we have is the camellia that I purchased, and this is from the University of Florida Land Extension annual plant sale at the Volusia County Fairgrounds. So they had the camellias, and this variety is called the Pink Perfection Camellia japonica. It says shell pink, formal double, 2 to 3 inch flower, blooms October through May. So I purchased just one of these. They were $25, which I don't think is bad. A lot of times the camellias are about $40 in like the big box stores. So I'm going to plant this in the backyard. The next plant I purchased was a Rosella. Let me double check. Yeah, so it is a Rosella hibiscus, green leaf, light pink flowers. And you can see here there are some flowers getting ready to bloom. And then some buds there. And there is about 6 plants in there, so I'll be able to separate them and have some nice shrubs. The next plant was this. This is the flower. Unfortunately, I don't know the name of this one, and the tag's been lost already. But it is quite beautiful. The lady told me I can plant this in sun or shade, and that once the flowers are spent, just clip it underneath the first leaf, and it will reflower. Seems simple enough, but it is in full bloom. I really love this one. And next I purchased 2 Everglades tomatoes. So these do really well in Florida. They are a cherry tomato variety, and they were so prolific last year. I ate them all off the vine. They never even made it into the house, but they non-stopped last year. And there are about 2 or 3 plants in each of the pots. I also purchased 2 tropical sage or salvias. This one is the peach flower, and then one that is the reddish, like a red-orange color. The next thing I purchased was a rogue plant, and it has these pretty pink flowers, berries. This did really well last year in the garden. It did not come back, unfortunately. I think with the vines it just got overgrown, so hopefully we could take better care of it this year. Okay, and here is the beginning of the butterfly garden. So pretty much everything we purchased today is going to go in this garden except for the camellia. But everything else is, and maybe the rope, the hibiscus, I might separate that and put half in the back, half in the front. But here at the fence at the property line, we have morning glories, sunflowers, and then all the salvia and one single cosmos that kind of overwintered itself, and just all the different things. I did sprinkle seeds in between, but we've had non-stop rain for the last 3 days, so I'll have to wait and see if those seeds actually take or if they just kind of got it flooded out. So today's our first day dry day, and it's supposed to rain this afternoon again. So this is so far what's been planted in the garden. Some native plants mixed in. Like I said, there's a lot of seeds. I have some green pepper seeds kind of scattered in. Sunflower seeds are extra scattered in. And that wildflower mix that I bought off of Amazon is all scattered in here as well. But we'll have to wait and see what comes back or if anything takes. Okay, everyone, that is it for today's plant haul and update for the butterfly garden and some seeds. And I'll see you all in the next video. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Bye.